Good morning, students. In the last session, we could not complete the session because of some technical glitch. So I just want to recapitulate what I have taught you in the last session. I have taught you how to find out in the SCF by Euclid division algorithm. I explained to you two questions also. I just want to discuss some steps regarding this. What do we first do is to calculate SCF of two numbers, and then what do we see that these two numbers we just imagine as A or B, and in that the greater one is supposed to be A and the lesser one is supposed to be B. Now applying Euclid division lemma, what do? We take this B as a divisor, and when we'll apply Euclid division lemma to A and B, then we will write simply dividend is equals to division into quotient plus remainder. A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than equal to 0 and less than B. This was all told to you in the last session. Now if and the next step, if R is 0, then B is the SCF of A and B, and if R is not equal to 0, then we will apply the next step. We will again apply Euclid division lemma to B and R. This process is continued till R becomes 0, till R is 0, and then the divisor is the SCF. At that time, divisor is the SCF. This is the procedure how we have to find out the Euclid division SCF by Euclid division algorithm. Now I am going to discuss with you certain concepts which are surely to come in the examination. Identifying certain properties of number by applying Euclid division lemma. Just you look into your NCERT exercise 1, you will find a question number 2, question number 4 and 5 of this pattern only. Same thing I am going to discuss with you. Then this is the question. Show that any positive integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, where q is some integer. Now what is this? This 6, whatever it is written over here, this always acts as a divisor. So here the divisor is 6. So we know the rule A is equal to BQ plus R. Instead of B, we will write A is equal to 6Q plus R, where R is greater than equal to 0 and less than 6. Less than 6 means R is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll just simply put this values of R in the cases involved. First case, second case, third case, fourth case, fifth case and sixth case. In first case, we will put A is equal to 6Q plus 0. 6Q plus 0, what does it mean? It means 6Q. 6Q, what is this? This is the multiple of 2. So it is said to be even. Now when we will put 6Q plus 1, we can see here also that this is odd. But if we remember these two things, that sum of two even integer is always even, and sum of even and odd integer is an odd integer, then it very instantly we can go to the conclusion. Here the third case, when it will be, it is 6q plus 2. We can follow this as sum of two even integer is always even, and we can write here that 6q plus 2 is even. Now coming to when we will put R is equal to 3, then A is equal to 6q plus 3. Then this is sum of even and odd integer is an odd integer. By this it becomes odd. Now then comes the next fifth case, where 6q plus, when we will put R is equal to 4. Then this 6q plus 4, this is again sum of two even integer is always even. With this we can write even. And then 6q plus 5, this is odd. And this all conclusions, we'll just see whether this satisfies the condition or not. It is written over here in the question that show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. Just let us see this. Odd integer is 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5. So our conditions are well satisfied and we can simply write that hence the given condition is satisfied. We can simply write this. I want to discuss some more questions related to this and want to know that what difference it makes. This is one type, the same type of question which I have taken. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3 where q is some integer. We need not worry what is given in the heading, or either it is odd or even. We'll just simply proceed the same process. We'll see this. It is written 4 here. The divisor has become 4. We will write the same steps. Let a be any positive integer and b equal to 4. Then by Euclid division algorithm, a equal to 4q plus r and r is greater than equal to 0 and less than 4. Now here we will follow that r has become 0, 1, 2, 3. So we will have 4 cases. First case, second case, third case, fourth case. First case we will have a equal to 4q plus 0. It is even. Then a is equal to 4q plus 1. We can very well see that it is odd. 4q plus 2, it is even, and 4q plus 3, it is odd. And the question here says that show that any positive odd integer is of the form. So we'll just see the same thing. This was all the similar type of question which was given in our book and this one. Now little difference I am giving in this question. Show that square of any positive integer is square. This square has matters a lot. Show that the square of any positive integer is either of the form 4m or 4m plus 1 for some integer m. Earlier it was square was not written. Now in this question square is written. So I have told you earlier that this matters. According to this, divisor is 4. But one thing is there, if we can keep it in our mind, that 4 is divisible by 2. Therefore we can take b is equal to 2. Because 2 2s are 4. So we can very easily take b equal to 2. For why? Because it makes our calculation very easy. By Euclid division algorithm, now we need not to write a is equal to 4q plus r. We will write a equal to 2q plus r, what I have written over here. This is what it involves certain steps which we can reduce certain steps. Instead of writing a is equal to 4q plus r, we can simply write a equal to 2q plus r. Why? Because 4 is divisible by 2. And then we will follow the similar method. R is less than and greater than equal to 0 and less than 2. Then what will be our first case? A equal to 2q plus 0. Now here they are asking about square. So this is square. A square, it will become a square is equal to what it will be? 2q whole square. Then what does this 2q whole square becomes? It is 4q square. And now we have to just focus on this 4m and 4m plus 1. They are using this q square as m. We will simply write here 4m and we will write where m equal to 2q square. Why? Because they have written for some integer m. We will just say that this q square is a integer. Now we are having only two cases because r is less than 2. R is equal to 0 and 1. So second case will be a equal to 2q plus 1. Now this is a square equal to 2q plus 1 whole square. Now just we will use the identity to a plus b whole square. What is a plus b whole square? A square plus 2ab plus b square. I hope everyone knows this identity. A plus b whole square is equal to, we are going to apply the same identity over here. This will become 2q whole square will become 4q square, 1 square will become 1, and 2ab will become 2 into 2q into 1. This will become 4q. So now here what we will do, our main target is to make it as 4m plus 1. So what we are going to do is we will put aside 1 over here, and the rest of the things is we'll take 4 common, and the rest of the things we will put in bracket. Now what we will write, 4 q square plus q, and this q square plus q will act as m. We can simply write here 4m plus 1, and just we can see that our conditions are satisfied. They have asked that square of any positive integer is either of the form 4m or 4m plus 1 for some integer m. So when we have put r equal to 0, then it was 4m, and when we have put r equal to 1, then it was 4m plus 1. We can simply write that hence the given conditions are satisfied. We can write over here, hence the given condition is satisfied. Now in our book NCERT, last question is of the same type. It is written, use Euclid division lemma to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. So what we will do, same thing what I have told you in the last question, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Here it is written cube of any positive integer. Cube of any positive integer. Now cube. I have told you in the earlier questions, if it is written this number, then ultimately divisor is 9. But here cube word is given. So cube word is given. So we can simply, instead of taking 9, we can take 3, and it can be very easily solved, because 3 cube is 27. So our case will be very easily satisfied. So we will not take 9 and we'll simply take 3, and we can solve the question. What we will take, x, same thing, instead of a is equal to bq plus r, we used to take according to this, we will not take 9, we will take 3q plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and less than 3. These type of questions children face lot of difficulty. That is why I am trying to explain it to you all nicely, so that you may not feel any type of problem while solving the question. And here, instead of 9 cases, how many cases we will have? 3 cases, 0, 1 and 2. And we will simply do in the same way. Case 1, we will write case 2 and case 3. What is case 1? Case 1 will be a equal to 3q plus 0 equal to 9. And we will write simply here a cube. It is 9 cube. Sorry, 3 cube is 27. 27 cube. So this 9, and we can simply take 9 common, and this 3q cube will act as m. In this way we can solve other cases also. So suppose we will take a equal to 3q plus 1, then a cube equal to 3q plus 1 whole cube. I hope everyone knows the identity a plus b whole cube. What is a plus b whole cube? It is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square, and we will apply the same identity over here and we will get the solution. In this here also we will follow this a equal to 3 cube plus 2 and a cube is equal to 3 cube plus 2 whole cube, and whatever we will get we'll just solve it, and whatever we will get this will help, extra things will be kept as m, and we can write that our cube of any positive integer is either of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 and 9m plus 8. We can very easily solve. Now this was one concept which I wanted to tell you. I hope everyone would have understood this concept. Now one other concept is there which I am going to discuss with you, is application of SCF. The question is written over here. Two tankers contain 850 liters and 680 liters of petrol respectively. Find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the petrol of either tanker in exact number of times. This is a question. Generally what do we say, that it is written here maximum, so we can just find out the SCF. But logically also I want to explain this question to you. Suppose a tanker is there whose capacity is 850 and 680. So we have to find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the petrol of either tanker. So we will take this, suppose this is a container. So how many containers it will require? Simply I just want to give one example to you. If you want to fill a bottle of 1000 milliliter, will you pour it 1000 times? No. You may either fill it in one at once or twice. So in the same way, we are any number of times we will use this no matter how this container is quantity is less, but it will be always lesser than this 850 and 680. I think you all agree with this. This is the thing which we should keep in mind logically, that always when there is a less quantity, then we will use SCF, and if we require more quantity, then we use LCM. So here the quantity of the container will always be lesser than this 850 and 680. So we can from this we can know logically also that we have to find out the SCF. And here one more thing I want to tell you, nowhere it is written that solved by Euclid division algorithm. So we can write here since maximum capacity of a container, to find out the maximum capacity of container, we will find SCF. इस बात को बच्चों हर समय ध्यान रखिएगा कि कोई भी बर्तन जितना भी कम छोटा होगा उतनी बार तो उससे तो कम ही आएगा. अगर उससे कम आएगा, लेसर क्वांटिटी है, तो हमको SCF निकालना है. इसी तरीके से अपनी बुक में एक स्वीट सेलर वाला क्वेश्चन है. उसमें भी सेम लॉजिक यही बैठ रहा है. नाउ वी विल जस्ट सिंपली फाइंड आउट द SCF. What will be the SCF? The procedure of SCF is the greater one will be regarded as A and the smaller one will be considered as B. So here SCF of 680 and 850. So the smaller number is 680 and the larger number is 850. So simply we will find out the SCF. 680 ones ja 680. Here you can solve if by any of the method. Either you can use your prime factorization method also. If you are comfortable with that, you can use prime factorization method also. There is no problem. 680 now 0 0 15 minus 8 it is 7 and 7 minus 6 it is 1. Now what we will take here 680 17 4s are 68. So we have got the remainder 0 as the step says that as soon as the remainder is 0 our division stops and this is our SCF. So simply also we can write that SCF is equal to 170 and we can write the steps also. Whatever we feel comfortable we will do that. Which can measure the petrol of either tanker find the maximum capacity of a container which can measure the petrol of either tanker in exact number of times. So what we will do, to fill we will write to fill 850 liter we measure 170 into 5. What does it become? 850. So answer is 5 times. And the next one 680. Second container is of 680. So we will write to fill 680 liter we measure 170 into 4. What do we get? 680. So now this will conclude to 4 times. So this is how we will solve the question. One more question is there. It is of your book. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? Here the same thing, you just think of your assembly time. Suppose there are 1000 students in the school. You will not make 1000 lines. You will just simply, the number of lines will be lesser than the number of students. The same method. So what I told you, whenever the logic sets of this type ki lesser number will come, we will find out the SCF. So what we will write here, I have just given you example also. Suppose 12 members will march behind 4 members. So in this way we will manage. So what will be the maximum number of column? To find out the maximum number of column, we will just take out the SCF. And we can remember this logic also ki in our class the students are there, the number of columns will always be less. We cannot have the same number of columns. So this logic we are going to apply over here, and when this logic if we are applying, then we will find out the SCF of, to find out the maximum number of columns in which they can march is equal to SCF of 616 and 32. Again I want to repeat the same thing. The smaller number will act as a divisor and the larger number will act as a dividend. So we will write simply here 32 ones are 32. Now 11 minus 2, what do we get? 9. And here 5 minus 3, 2. And this 6 will carry over here. Now again 9 3s are 27, 9 2s are 18, 9. And so we will multiply with 9. 9 2s are 18, 9 3s are 27, 28. What is the remaining portion? 16 minus 8. What do we get? 9 2s are 18. 32 ones are 32. 11 minus 2, 9. 6 minus 3, 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 2s are 18. 9 3s are 27. 288 we'll get. And then we will have the answer. Sorry, I have written wrong. 8. Now this 8 we will again carry here 32. 8 4s are 32 and the remainder is 0. Now this remainder, when the remainder comes 0, then what is this? This is our SCF. So we will write here SCF is equal to 8 and the answer is maximum number of column is equal to number of columns equal to 8. Now if we want to write that by Euclid division algorithm, then we can use that also. Using Euclid division algorithm, 616 is equal to 32 into 19 plus 8. And now here this 32 is equal to 8 into 4 plus 0. This also method we can adopt. It is up to us. Now I just want to take one more topic to express SCF as linear combination of two variables. Now this is I am taking one question. Find the SCF of 64 and 52 and express it as 64m plus 52m, where m and n are some integers. This type of question is also seen sometimes in the examination. We don't have to do anything. We have to simply find out the SCF. This SCF, what we will do, we will take the SCF of 64 and 52. The smaller number here, 52 and 64. 52 ones are 52. So what it will become? 12. 12 fours are 48. 4 remaining. Now 4 threes are 12. And what do we get? Answer 0. Now this we will, according to Euclid division algorithm, what do we write? We simply write 64 equal to 52 into 1 plus 12, and our second step is 52 equal to 12 into 4 plus 4, and here the next last step is 12 equal to 4 into 3 plus 0. Now in this type of question, when this type of question arises, we'll just neglect this thing where the remainder is 0 and we'll concentrate on the other two things. Here these are the remainders. This is remainder. Now what we have to do is we have to simply take the remainder this side. R is equal to what we will write? 64 minus 52. Instead of R, what is there? Instead of r, what is there? 12 is there. And this, what we will write? 4 equal to 52 minus this 12 into 4 will be brought into bracket. Now we'll just focus on this, what we have to take. We have to make 64m plus 52n. Here 52 I can see, but what about 64? 64 cannot be seen. So what we are going to do is we will just see the above step. What is this? This is 12 equal to 64 minus 52. We'll simply put the value of 12, 52 minus 4 into 3 into 4. This what we sorry we'll simply put the value of 2 and 12. Value of 12 is 64 minus 52. Here 64 minus 52 into 4. Now what we have to do is we'll just simply solve here. 52 minus this 64 into 4, what does it become? We'll just we have to only solve. We will not multiply and write. We will just simply write in this way, 64 into 4, and here this minus minus, it becomes plus, then it becomes plus 52 into 4. I'm just rubbing this division. So this was the thing what we have done by putting the value. Now this 64 we can see somewhere over here. Now what we have to do is we have to make this portion in the form of 64m plus 52n. What we will do here, we will take this 52. 52 can be written as 52 into 1. So by distributive law, what it becomes, we'll take 52 as common, then it will become 1 plus 4, and here minus 64 into 4. Now this again becomes 52 into 5 minus 64 into 4. Now this is somewhat, this is in the form what it was being asked, 64m plus 52n. Now we can simply shift to this side and we can write over here that 4 equal to this 4, everything is of 4 equal to, we can write implies over here, 4 equal to here 64, this m is of minus 4 and plus 52 into 5. So if we are asked the values of m and n, so we'll just simply write here, on comparing with 64m plus 52n, we get m equal to minus 4 and n equal to 5. This was all the method of doing the question. I just simply want to give you one question and see whether you can do or not. Instead of this 64 and 52, write down 657 and 963, and this will become in 657L plus 963M. It is very simple, where L and M are integers. This is a homework question for you all. This was the concept which is to be seen sometimes in the paper. Now let us come to the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental of theorem of arithmetic is nothing. It is very simple. it if we were doing in our earlier classes prime factorization. I think everyone knows what are prime numbers, and so this is all which is going to be used. Do you know that one is neither prime nor composite? This thing you should always keep in your mind. And 2 is the smallest even prime number. ये बच्चे भूल जाते हैं, जबकि ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. तो ये चीज़ों का प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड जो हम लोगों ने अपनी प्रीवियस क्लासेस में बहुत किया है, उसी का यूज़ यहाँ पर आने वाला है फंडामेंटल थ्योरी. बस ये सब नंबर्स का 2, 3, 5 वॉट एवर आर द प्राइम नंबर्स, वी आर गोइंग टू सिंपली यूज़ दैट. Suppose I am taking one example over here. Let us take 1950. We'll simply solve this 1950. I am solving it over here. 1950. First we will not take any other number. First we will decide whether it is divisible by 2, then we will just do it by 2. Then we will take 3, and then in the similar manner 5, 7, 11. So how if we know the divisibility rule, it will be a bit easier for us. It will be very easily divided by 2 because it has at the end 0. So 2 9s are 18, and 2 7s are 14, 2 5s are 10. And then now we have to check whether it is not going to be divided by 2 because it has in the end 5. Now we'll just, the next prime number is our 3. तो we will check the divisibility rule of 3. 3 का divisibility rule कहता है कि अगर ये सारे numbers का sum करने पर 3 से divide हो जाए तो वो divisibility of 3 को follow करता है. तो let us see. 9 plus 7 16. 16 plus 5 is 21, and it is divided by 3. So we will just solve it. In 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, and 3 5s are 15. Again we will see whether it is divided by 3 or not. Let us check. 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 3 10. 10 is not divided by 3, so it is not following the divisibility rule of 3. So we will skip to 5. 5 का divisibility rule कहता है कि अगर end में 0 या 5 आता है तो हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ पर हमारा क्या है, 5 है. तो let us see. 5 6 are 30, and 5 5s are 25. Now again we can divide it by 5. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15. Now 13 is itself a prime number, so we are not going to divide it anymore. So the prime factorization we have done, we have written over here 2. It is now I have done it stepwise, so it has come in this way. 2 into 3 into 5 square into 13. But the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, but does it matter if we write in this way? 2 into 5 square into 3 into 13. Is it a different thing? No. If we can write in this way also, 5 into 5 into 2 into 3 into 30. This also has no problem. So the same thing, fundamental theorem of arithmetic says that every composite number greater than 1 can be expressed or factorized as a unique. Unique means single, same. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि हमने इस मेथड से किया तो यहाँ पर 5 स्क्वायर आ गया, हमने इधर से दूसरे तरीके से किया तो यहाँ पर 5 क्यूब आ गया और 5 to the power 1 आ गया. नो. Can be expressed or factorized as a unique product of prime number except in the order of prime factor. मतलब ये कह रहा है कि आपको ऑर्डर से कोई मतलब नहीं है. हर कॉम्पोजिट नंबर उसका एक यूनिक प्रोडक्ट प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन होता है, नो मैटर व्हाट इज़ द ऑर्डर. तो यही चीज़ हमने आपको 3 अलग अलग मेथड से समझाने की कोशिश करी है. आई होप एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड दिस फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ अरिथमेटिक. देखने में ये बहुत बड़ी बड़ी सी दिख रही है, बट एक्चुअली दिस इज ऑल व्हाट आई हैव एक्सप्लेन टू यू. अब फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ अरिथमेटिक की हेल्प से अब हम लोग एचसीएफ एंड एलसीएम फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करेंगे. एचसीएफ बाय प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड क्लास 4th 5th में हम लोग ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं, तो वही चीज़ हम कर रहे हैं. हमने 1950 का हमने प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन किया. इसी तरीके से नाउ यू कैन सिंपली डू द प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन ऑफ 2010 ऑल्सो. you will get this. Now what is this SCF? SCF is all the things what are the common. एक बहुत सिंपल सी चीज़ है कि जो भी हमारे प्रोडक्ट हैं जिसमें जो कॉमन चीज़ है उसको हमको लेना है. So SCF, here the common numbers are 2, 3 and 5. अब 5 में we cannot take 5 to the power 2. Why? Because we have to take the least degree. Now the least degree is 1. Here 2 to the power of 1 is common, so we have taken simply this. Here 3 to the power of 1 is common. So SCF, in this SCF we will take the prime numbers, common prime numbers, as well as we have to see the degrees also. We will take the smaller degree. So 2 to the power of 1 into 3 to the power 1 into 5 to the power of 1 is our SCF. We'll multiply and see that it is 2 3 is 6, 2 5 is 30. So what do we conclude? That product of terms containing least power of common prime factors of two numbers is our SCF. ये बात हम लोगों ने बहुत पहले से सीखी हुई है. बस यहाँ पर ओनली द थिंग इज द नंबर्स आर लिटिल बिट लार्जर, एंड इन आवर अर्लियर क्लासेस द नंबर्स वर वेरी स्मॉल, बट द कॉन्सेप्ट नेवर चेंजेस. नाउ लेट अस लुक टू द LCM. LCM, we are just finding out the same thing for the LCM. Now what do we see for the LCM? We have written the prime factorization of 1950 and 2010. What do we see? That this prime factorization, here what we have to see is common plus uncommon is our LCM. So we will take everything. In LCM means common plus uncommon. So first our thing is we will take all the common things. 2 is common, 3 is common and 5 is common, and we will take the highest degree. So 2 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1, and in this 5 we will not take 1, we will take the highest degree, that is 2. And here then I said what is LCM? LCM is common plus uncommon. These were all the things common, and now we will proceed to uncommon things, that is 13 to the power 1 and 16 to the power 1. So we can simply say in one line common plus uncommon. And this was the LCM. Now one concept, one golden rule regarding when we know the SCF and LCM, that will be told to you right now. This the numbers of that rule is that product of two positive integers a and b is equal to the product of SCF and LCM. Now let us see through the example. 1950 and 2010. When we will multiply these two numbers, then what do we get? We get 3919500. Now when we will take the product of SCF and LCM, then this is the SCF we have taken out earlier, and this is the LCM. When we multiply this SCF and LCM, what do we get? We get the same number what was there as a product of the number. So this rule is that the product of the two numbers is equal to the product of their LCM and SCF. But this rule only applies to only two numbers. We cannot use this for three numbers. This always should be kept in mind. So I hope this is also one concept which is always seen in our examination. So I hope you have understood these concepts, and in our next session we will discuss some more concepts. Thank you and have a nice day.